to Saudi Arabia. And then
Oh man, they're coming out on some fucking cheese. They got Torb and Symmetra.
Kind of a long
they're coming out on a fucking double turret comp.
Here as
He's only Symmetra to do the teleporter, but I think he might actually be playing.
If there are cobblestones in here,
He's gonna. I think Leave will go Tracer.
we're back, folks.
I thought you
Once
were having
again,
like coffee jitters. It's like, I was like, I
Who
see
did they
that,
ban?
but
Farah
I don't
and
feel them.
Diva?
here we go. It's gonna be an Orisa comp here for Virtus.Pro. Once again on a classic.
Man, it's gonna be.
Not fan
I couldn't
service,
play
it's just the way
fucking.
these guys like to play. Gonna be Winston-based
Oh,
comp, and
nice.
Gushway opens up the account on a shot.
I couldn't play
already.
Tracer into
Shy
fucking
is
double
stuck onto the
turret.
point, but buddy, you've got to get up early in the morning to come at this guy on the Winston. He
Oh yeah,
is
once again, it's
something
popping the
else.
fuck
The
off
Pistola
already.
has nowhere to go.
And this is the bread and butter for this team.
I
Right?
feel like the sound's
so
fucked
good
again.
at these types of compositions.
See, look how delayed that was.
And when we see them moved off of that, that's when they are beatable. But VP coming out here with Orisa, Sim, Torb off the rip. So don't want to play a Maga here. Don't want to play a Sojourn of your own. Playing this Sim with the Orisa. Orisa can definitely sneak her way into this meta. And then also gain
If
a little bit
Virtus.Pro would have
more
got that
mobility
first
here
cap, then their comp would
with
have
that
been.
Sim.
It would have been hard to fucking get in there with those damn
Right
turrets.
now, once again, Newcomer Mew gets involved, and when Fixer's already down, Virtus.Pro
Dude, let's go. They're
to
crushing
get
them.
this Orisa where she's needed most, but once again, ignore her. And hit
Yeah,
the back
I think
line
it's just on
too
the.
hard.
And this is the wildest
their
part with this
production
team
end, but-
because you could have told me any result would happen in this match. You probably, yeah, it's somewhat believable.
Yeah, I think
So
they were crazy for
once
picking
again, getting off to a
Virtus.Pro to
fantastic
win.
start.
I think
don't
once
love
again
the
is gonna
VP
fucking
comp,
crush
if
them.
I'm honest, though. I think there's probably better pathways you can take, even though the deep is gone.
I mean, we've got concerns
They got
about
Kasune
the depth
Rush.
of hero pool available to
There
this
it
team in
goes.
terms of the comps they've got. Jushway
Coming up on
briefly knocked back by the
overclock.
Javelin, but he's happy to corral Virtus.Pro inside the dojo, and now he's going to teach him a lesson. The black belt of Winston himself has come to take the place over. Shy, again, also happy to keep VP locked
There goes
in that
overclock.
room. Jaywu over towards the point, the rest of Virtus.Pro over to TP there now. Kasune Rush in play for Virtus.Pro, and there it is, and Shy,
Oh.
he's found himself 2 and 3 with the
Oh.
overclock. Roll it back the years, folks, and not a damn thing has changed.
Yeah, they're fucking
So,
crushing them.
could you
I don't think they've
imagine
even
better
had a
start
single death yet.
Or once again, the crowd going absolutely nuts.
Johnny's smiling from
The
ear to ear,
fans
bro.
at
He
their
is like,
back.
he's
Johnny's like,
cheesing
we
on
are
the desk.
so, he's getting on the next flight to Hangzhou.
We're actually unfathomably back right now. It is crazy. There's the stick.
Oh, the stick.
No quite kill
Gonna
there
get a
for
kill there.
Lee, but the Trace has been a nuisance, and Virtus.Pro are beating inside their own spawn. The #1 seed from Europe is already under extreme
Going
duress
crazy to
now.
Primal
And
Rage.
Gushway hits a primal.
Oh,
An easy
oh.
juggle as Gala over Stola will fall. Oh, buddy, make it 3. What a
100.
definitive
Oh, God.
statement here
Damn.
for once again. We're back, and we're never leaving.
This place in Hangzhou is going to go nuts bro, if they
Damn.
win this one.
Get me a box.
That's what I was hoping to
So
see.
it was actually a really nice Suzu from Gala to keep Fixa alive. That pulse bomb actually connects, but Gala able to keep Fixa alive. That allows him to beat, but you're beating back in your base, right? So not an ideal scenario for VP. Is honestly, I think for VP,
Yeah,
you just got to
that
shut
was
that one
fucking
out. I
rough.
mean, you got absolutely nothing going on there.
How about that Hangzhou Spark
couldn't get started. Jason
Winston
Paul
skin the other day
as well,
because
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
Gushway.
I mean, look,
You're not gonna
Jaywu
pick
has been
Ilios.
heralded as like a real
He's
up-and-coming
fucking
player.
beast
Like,
on
people
Winston.
have said the next Proper, right, potentially. But on the sim doesn't really have much space for that skill expression. This is like the most dive hostile composition you could imagine Virtus.Pro are playing right now.
I don't think they had a single
Really
death.
Trying to control once again and how they move.
Yeah, I
into
wish
that
they
space.
showed the scoreboard
The
too
shotgun
at the end.
turret's already taken down.
That'd be
Gushway can
crazy.
just right-click it. Didn't have that one a few years ago, did you, mate?
There's also no long-range threat though for Shy. Right?
Dude, Lee's
Shy
crazy
is
on
able to
Tracer,
farm up
man.
these
Playing
rails
that,
and just put
playing
down
Tracer into
damage
this fucking
with
comp
really
is
no,
really hard.
No pressure.
No,
There's no
pressure in
pressure at all.
response. Yeah.
And once again, can disengage. They can make space for their DPS.
Oh, the Lucio
Shy
died.
has
That's their
got
first
his
kill, I
spin up
think,
at the
in the whole
moment. He's
series.
basically playing wins level Overwatch here.
I mean, there's no threat, right? There's zero threat of anyone taking him out. So Vistola going to go over to the Ramatra here. I think this is going to have some changes as well. I imagine you change out the Sim here. So, yeah, so you're going to change out
All
the
right,
Sim
they're gonna switch it up.
onto the Tracer. So obviously making a complete
Ugh.
comp switch pretty much here for VP. I think it was necessary. They were not going to win playing that style.
Well,
What's
Shy
crazy is
strikes
Virtus.Pro was
again.
undefeated in their
Gala
region.
this time is the casualty, and Shockwave's got nowhere to go, man. He just pins into the
Bro,
wall.
they're
We get
going
another rail.
insane, man.
Again, this Ramatricom looks just as awkward. It's slightly more mobile, I guess, but the premise is the same. Virtus.Pro needs
I hope
Shockwave
once
to
again
give
wins
us
the
some
whole
room to
fucking thing,
breathe, some
wins the
room
whole
to work,
tournament.
maybe challenge Shy at long range, but this guy is taking on all comers.
They need anything positive to happen. I mean, it's not really just on one player for VP. I mean, they are just getting beat down right now here by, once again, it'll be Kitsune Rush here. Right, basically at their spawn door. It's going to force this all the way back out with the rest of VP. They're going to have to wait this out.
Once again, clearly happen to make use of that there just to force VP back now, getting north of 50% and counting. Leave another pulse.
All right, they finally made it through that choke.
To stave it off. If it's a stick, it's basically a kill, but it might not even be needed in this fight. Gala and Fixer already down. Leave wins his way.
They got both
the
supports
line,
though, so it's
plucks off the last
probably
remaining support
Joe.
player.
There's a
Stick
stick.
is good, folks. Vistola will fall as Mew finds the extra damage. And Virtus.Pro are not on the level of once again.
I mean, this is not.
Yeah, they're fucking this.
To the Virtus.Pro we saw throughout stage 1.
This looks like my games when I'm
OWCS.
fucking get the shit tank on my team.
He's
Just getting fucking stomped.
You said it. So it did take a bit. No, they're going to take that long. I'd like to see a better response here, but VP, I mean, you got
They're
like
gonna have
one
beat.
last
They're about to have
practice.
overclock. They're gonna have primal rage. There's no way they're
changes.
getting this point.
I mean, you're going to just have what? You're going to have your annihilation.
There's gonna be
work,
200
you're
to
gonna have
back-to-back
here as
100 of
well,
those.
but
I
it's
should
gonna
say.
be Gouchway primal here. He's going to have primal anyway. It's going to be fine.
Good stuff for
There's
Fixer.
beat.
Stops Gouchway on his way on in. Now the Annihilation's in place.
Oh, don't go
Shy
down.
is committed to this. He has to try and fight for the
Oh.
mega health pack, but he gets caught out by Gala before he can
If he didn't die there, he could
So Vistola
overclock.
gets his value. Sound Barrier also committed to that fight, and once again, don't have that big damage output from Shy, but Gouchway's
Well, fuck,
clever.
they're on the board.
Health pack on the high ground and stay relevant, and he's managed to find Gala. Shockwave here, the player called upon to try and
Oh, he got
Shy
both
across the
supports
map,
by
but
himself.
Who's
What
going
the
to match Gouchway? Space created once more. Virtus.Pro shattered, and Shy is back in position
Not by
to
himself,
unleash
but-
hell.
And
Got
they
the
get
finishing
that
blow
first
on him.
kill as VP, but they get absolutely no kills on the follow-up. It's just kiting there from, once again, they work their way back onto the
He
point
just
behind
chunking
this
him with that
Kitsune
fucking
rush.
rail.
Hey man, this
That
is,
overclock.
you know, it's 1-5-1 there for VP, but it really ultimately doesn't feel like it is. Once again, it's just dominating.
Yeah, it's a one-sided affair, to be sure. This is a
Oh my
VP
God,
Mac pick,
dude.
and even with Farah out of the game, Leave is still able to find edges on this Tracer. Absolute domination. And you better believe that
Fucking
the pleased
insane.
crowd has once again slaps down this EMEA.
You gotta
number one
fucking
seed in the
show
first
out when
map.
you're like
That is about as
playing in your
good
hometown.
of a 2-0 performance.
Into our second map of this first of two series between Once Again and Virtus.Pro, and if you missed the first map, it might have been because you blinked. It was lightning fast.
Yeah, there was
Once
nothing I
Again
could even
reminded
talk
us
about
that,
reacting
they
to
never
that shit,
left.
'cause
they were always here.
Yeah,
it was
they
just so
look
one-sided.
as good as ever. As we actually get right into this.
Oh, they
So,
went to Circuit Rail.
We'll get an idea. So it is Circuit.
Let's see if they're playing
We're,
Sigma.
Highlighting this potentially. We'll get an idea what the bands are.
Oh, they brought
Winston
Legion
is
instead of
in.
Usual.
We forgot about Ligue, of course, who can sub in. Also, just a
They
quick
sub-
correction. Obviously,
subbed
Mew
in.
is Suneus and Evital, so not a fresh face at all, but just likes to change his name to a different Pokemon every year, which I respect, but also can
That
be
was like
confusing.
when Morta would ask us to pronounce his name in a different way every
Oh,
year.
yeah,
much in
Valentine.
that.
Yes, so there you go.
So it's a Ramatra.
There's no way
ban,
that's what they're what they're
for
playing.
VP. So it looks
They're
like
gonna
they
change
actually
before the
probably
game
just use
starts.
that to protect the tanks, right?
Yeah, and there's and the Baptiste ban. Okay,
So that eliminates like Sigma. Like, well, I mean, you still play it, right?
it
But
definitely reduces its effectiveness for sure. That's a pretty heads-up ban here, I think, against Virtus.Pro.
Yeah,
You're
they're
still
gonna
going
go
to run
Sigma.
a poke comp though, and Zen is an option here. Fixer wants the Brig, which will give you an answer, I guess, like
Yeah.
Diva trying to push up. You can really farm a lot of easy Inspire procs off whip-shotting the Diva. And of course, you know, with the right perk, you can increase that Inspire uptime drastically from whip shot. So decent healing option.
Jwoo
Good for
versus
throughput in
Leave
general,
on
but
Genji is gonna be a good little
we
fight.
finally get Jwoo here on a hero that offers more skill expression options.
I was also going to say, this is a huge moment for Jay.
'Cause he's good on- he's really good on Genji.
As a team in map number 1, you're the top team in the EMEA, right? You come in here and just get 2-0 thrashed, right? Not a fantastic showing. Doesn't portray a lot of confidence, right, moving forward.
Scootray out, but Liga gives them
He's looking
an
for
option
someone that
here
rail.
at Flex
Yeah,
Tanked once again. Hoping to have the answer now against Virtus.Pro, who do want to play a poke style. Shy wants to play it off angle now, but already Jwoo's come to call. He's going to reposition somewhat, but the pressure on the shields is immense, and Virtus.Pro
shit.
are crumbling. Not the start they were looking
Wiped
for.
them.
Once again, give you enough rope to hang yourself.
And VP is slowly
They banned
picking up, moving,
Ramatra
creating
and they
that
banned
space.
Baptiste.
But you see there, that's where the
can
Baptiste
see it up in
would
the top.
come into play. The dive comes in, the Immortality Field comes out, that's enough to kind of, with the Regenerative Burst, right, keep players alive through that. And that's where the Sigma comp starts to get rolling there, when you're just able to live for that long.
And then they subbed once again subbed out Gujue and put I don't know how to say his name.
Liege. If Shy hits like a big railgun, you can go in on that.
It also doesn't get, it means that like the Genjis get to play so much closer to like the
What else we got? We got both sides got Rally coming up. They're dropping the orbital ray.
Rally here from you. Gotta catch them all, he says. Virtus.Pro
Yeah, fucking wipe them again, dude.
But to comply.
So I mean that is both support.
They used the Rally and the orbital ray, but they got overclocked. They're about to have Blade, and then they got the Diva bomb.
And that will essentially be kind of free coming up, but Shy with an overclock.
Yeah, Virtus.Pro ain't got shit. They're about to get a fucking Blade.
Here potentially for once again go early.
Sig all coming up kind of
using the Blade going early.
Shy trying to get away.
Oh, nice.
Ends up catching with a hypersphere though on the backside. Lee hoping to reciprocate here, but only has eyes for the front line. Verstolen does go low, and eventually
they killed the tank though, so
enough damage to
there goes that
topple
push.
front liner. Okay, that's
oh, they're gonna. Oh, let's say the C90.
Cat's out the bag there for Jwoo. Once again, did enough in that fight, answering Jwoo's Blade and getting rid of the tank.
Genji battle.
Not much gain there though by VP. I mean, it essentially gets them back to the same spot, like right around the corner. He'll be an overclock. Still actually end up losing that position. Hightailing it the opposite way.
Here's that orbital ray. Shy
orbital ray.
To find a play that's not.
They got overclocked too, and there goes a Sigma
ult.
ult.
That's a big ask. Fix has been able to deal with Leave here, and there's the gravitic flux. No big catch outside of getting Liga D met, but it's probably enough here for Virtus.Pro. They spent heavily.
Nice. They'll get the cap.
That first checkpoint is looming.
I mean, I think they know that if they lose that there, you're below a minute.
Yeah, luckily this map can be brutal, man.
Yourself going to the loser bracket just off of that, right? So you absolutely need to go.
They got the first cap, but if they wipe them here, they can just set up on this high ground, and it's so fucking hard to get it back.
This has got to be one of Virtus.Pro's best maps.
But they got the checkpoint, so that's good at least.
It's a must-win,
But
obviously.
yeah, if they wipe them here and they get set, yeah. Oh, they already got fucking Jwoo.
Leave there. Well, wins the gentleman's duel of Genjis
Shockwave with the overclock
to claim Jwoo. And Shockwave's overclock doesn't do too much except open up a bit of room. Liga doesn't fully respect it, and it's going to be once again snapping back into a frontline role.
They're about to have orbital ray and Rally coming up once again.
Of this going into map number 2, you also saved that Winston ban, right? So
Virtus.Pro pop Rally.
Bigger here for VP if you're able to win it. For your odds in that third match.
Yeah, this is really bad for them because now
again, just bullying them back to the spawn.
They wiped them. Now they're just going to be able to set up and shit on this high ground. It's fucking going to be hard as hell to do anything.
And Virtus.Pro do get that checkpoint, yes, but there's a lot of clock to burn still, and that
was a pretty good stagger.
Down the incline.
And you're not playing like a diva, right? So you don't have high access to get that high ground,
sitting
right?
duck down here. It's the most awkward part of the map to play the Sigma comp.
Yeah, this fucking map is
so
brutal
you're gonna
sometimes.
Be kind of just poked down as you moved up.
Because you got to try and climb this fucking wraparound high ground and shit.
Resources like your shield and like your kinetic grass to have the HP pool to exist, but if you don't use them, you might just die.
Oh, Vasola's going to be in trouble here.
Pop Blade.
Again, it's a Blade that gives an opening, an opportunity for Virtus.Pro, but Leave is ready to deflect any more pressure. Now with a blade of his own, he's going to look for a chance here. Liga being desuited and eventually, Fixer, okay, with a whip shot finisher. Does mean once again have to be cautious.
They might gain some ground here.
You don't fight this if you're once again you back up.
They're gonna commit the overclock
hey,
though.
They got other plans. Shy will pop an overclock. You still have Leave here as well. They're going to end up getting Mew back in the fight here as well.
And Vistola's a little bit too late to the fight here. I mean, you saw just how exposed Fixer was in that situation against that overclock from the Goat Shy.
Ugly.
Oh, buddy.
Whew.
A minute 23. Not much time to work with.
Jwoo now on the May.
I mean, all once again have to do, is hold VP in place for long enough for Shy to work through their numbers. There's another rally coming up here from you.
Yeah, man, this is over. They're getting fucking destroyed.
I think once again banning the Baptiste here is such a great call. I mean, the BAP is so good with the Sigma here, being able to use that lamp at the distance, being able to save some of those cooldowns.
They got Rally, so
doesn't feel the same without it.
Matrix really dirty with 150 charge Sojourn rails as well. Like, let you work through.
Oh, they got the brig though.
Once again, though, it is an orbital ray that gives Virtus.Pro some step to this game. Shy here doesn't really have much else to do but try and pick out the weakest targets. It's really just a stack.
There they go.
To get caught out. But 40 seconds left in the game. VP have at least maintained.
They need to try and get as much ground as they can.
It's very doable, but man, they've had to fight for every inch.
Most importantly for VP, they actually get this space, right? You're not constantly moving.
Yeah, don't fucking, don't let them get any space back.
They can be pretty effective with the walls, right?
They've got through the worst of it.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, have to be aware they need to try and bait a wall here for Jwoo. And that means they'll probably only have a couple players. They've got to go now, I think, yeah, try and bait it early instead of being in an awkward position where they've got to touch with just one on the wrong side of a wall. Here's that overclock now for Shockwave, and he gets what he came for. Leave is picked off, and that cart's been moving this
Nice, I
entire
think they're going to
time.
get the checkpoint.
So checkpoint number 2.
Oh, he's using the
on
heart,
Dolphins.
heart
Not
reticle.
pretty, but they put it together towards the end here. So take a
All right,
look
now
at
that-
that.
now
That
they're
is an
doing good.
attack, Yeah.
Yeah, so Vistola's taken
Got that second
the
checkpoint.
knockback perk here, which is really powerful when you're trying to clear that space up, right? Some people take like the, you know, like the floaty perk here. Just,
Yeah.
You know, it can be effective in some cases, but now if Liga or anybody gets too close, they're kind of held in
They're about to
place
have
on
May-
the bit and
Virtus.Pro's
then
about to have
shot
May
back. It's
ult.
really bad if Leave gets
Getting
caught by a
somewhat
rate
close
of
to
melee.
Sig
You
ult.
do
Once
need to
again,
keep
he's
5
got
direct
Orbital
hyperspeeds
Ray
to charge that up. So
and
you're not
Overclock
gonna have
coming
it
up
available
soon.
all the time.
There is so much poke, though. You have it a good amount of the time. It's
He used Orbital Ray.
Once again, I think just trying to get control of high ground here.
He's got
right?
Sigma
This is a
ult.
really odd spot for VP to be in.
He's going to pop it.
Gravitic Flux. Might just be Liga caught in here.
Yeah.
Get himself a mech for free. Now that means once again, he really have to back away. Looking for a pick here, though, still. The win condition still revolves around trying to take Shockwave or one of these supports out of the game.
All right, they're popping off a little bit now.
You're once again, is just stopping them from completing the map good enough? That's kind of what you're probably discussing right now.
They only, if they
Playing
wipe them
around
once,
this
though,
choke.
they're not
The
going
choke
to
button
cap
spawns
because they
so
only got 30
difficult.
seconds
Look
left.
at this.
But they're getting
Shy
close.
on the sneak.
Oh, shit, Shy going to flank with the fucking overclock.
Pressure now where it's needed. Fixer.
They threw the blizzard out.
But Arizgala getting taken down, and that is exactly what once again we're looking for. Blizzard does get deployed, but it's a little bit too late in the day for Jabu, such that the follow-up just isn't really there. Pistola busy though with Leave, takes him out of the game. Both DPS are down for once again, but there's plenty of hitting power with the rest of the team.
Yeah, they got pretty far, though.
For VP.
It was looking real fucking bad for a minute there, but
Pretty good about their chances here on Circuit Royale. It's a map that we actually think is pretty good for VP, right? It kind of works out playing a Sigma, no Winston out there. Liga has to come in here for Gushue.
yeah, they didn't get
But
that
once
fucking
again,
the
man,
full
playing
cap,
that
but
Diva looked
they
very
got some
strong.
pretty good space there at the end because it was looking real
again, I
rough
think
for them.
The fact that VP can't, you know, take Genji out of the game, right? They're still dealing with that Diva pressure. It means that there's not like that pocket Zen option, which can be quite powerful, you know, to get a Discord on a Diva, for example.
Well, I guess
and then pepper it down.
discussing it, if you would have banned Genji, let's say, your VP, they could have banned Sigma on the other side. They could have banned Diva, right? Could have maybe taken away what you actually wanted to do.
I mean, Virtus.Pro definitely do respect Ramatra's ability.
Yeah, me
to
too. They
walk
got
up
it
on
together
these
there,
Sigma
like
comps. And obviously just kind of ignore
at the
him.
end. Once they got some momentum
the
and shit, they
ability
kept
you
it
get
rolling.
from Nemesis form does let you circle
They could
Virtus
maybe-
walk
I mean,
past the Sigma and ignore him outside of the
I could see him
accretion,
holding
so.
it.
Pistola also took the perk that Kinetic Grasp.
This
will
map can be
reduce that
fucking
accretion
brutal,
cooldown,
so.
because he's constantly, like, Diva cannot interact with accretion.
Are they gonna
Constantly want to try and stop her in your
go
track.
Sig
He's
this
invested
time
all of his perks
instead of
into
Diva?
raw stopping power of people that try and walk up on him, but it's far more threat than just the enemy Diva. I wonder if we get a...
And what do you think about Jawu going to the May? Like, it's a short-lived stint on Genji.
On that
It's,
part of the map, it makes sense because of the chokes.
What about here at the start?
I mean, don't love it. Don't love it. It's just far too easy to get around that. You've got so much mobility on your team. Everybody, once again, virtually can circumvent a wall or get back to safety, with the exception of Mew.
No, he went back Diva.
Big ask, I think. Still on the corner here, like catching someone out, just giving you a couple of extra seconds to get damage on Liga might result in a D-mech. That's very aggressive from you. There's the wall that comes out. It just doesn't matter.
Jawu down.
It won't stop. The wall doesn't slow once again down.
Did he not have his
for
ice block or
seconds.
whatever?
No. I mean, the wall is a complete
Damn,
non-factor.
tank down too.
You just kind of walk around it. I mean, you see you using the bash, just getting into that space, and like, screw it, let's just take the fight
I
as
don't know if
fast
it's
as possible.
You know, an unwillingness
Yeah,
to
they really
use
needed
those
to, like,
perks, which are
wipe
quite
them a time or
powerful,
two there
like
and
wall-up time
run the
increases,
clock down.
potent, but there's no good situation. I mean, now it's terrible. Now it's really not good.
Yes, I mean,
Ugh.
not even kind of worried about that in that type of situation. Is VP. I feel like this is a must.
It's alright. If they can wipe them one
because
time,
you're-
they can
you
hold
lose
pretty
this
good.
here, I mean, what? It's going to be over.
Yeah, if
3
they
minutes
lose this
on the
shit,
clock to get through the second part of the match. And
if
they're
they can't
playing
hold
the
this right
Diva, which
here,
is
it's
a
gonna
little
be
bit better
fucking
to
real
challenge
bad
than
for them.
high ground. Brutal if they lose this.
Oh, Mew brought down. It's a great overclock from Shockwave and a very important pick. Liga would want
Got the
to try
D-Mech.
and disengage
It's
back
looking
to
good for
safety.
him.
Shy getting a pick might have
They
opened
did.
things up, but
Yeah, they
Shockwave has
lost
maintained a great output
the
in this
Juno,
fight.
but
Look, I mean, if the Brig is going to play that aggressive on the other side,
Juno can get back
speaking
quick, though,
about
'cause she's
Mew,
got that
you
damn
have to punish
hyper
that if
beam.
you're VP. That time, Shockwave just takes him out right away. And
They're gonna
you
try and
lose that
go
Brig.
back up and hold him
Brig
at the
is
start.
It's a lot of healing that the Brig pumps out, right? Because when you're in these brawls, you just kind of have constant uptime, on the Inspire. So just kind of passively pumping out all that healing damage. It's a huge hero to get out early.
Still question marks on the
Virtus.Pro has rally.
Obviously you don't
That's like the
keep
only
them
ult
burst,
up right
you don't
now.
keep them round to round, so Jaywood doesn't have that reason to stay on this. I guess the wall for the ability to disengage from behind.
All right, once again, he's getting some ults now too.
Once again, they're going to find you. They're going to find you where you hide, and they're going to dispatch you. There's Mew. Bursts into the action once more. Feels like a proper raid boss here with this orbital raid. And yeah, comfortable fight win for once again. And
they got the checkpoint.
Kept a couple of big DPS ultimates for later.
And that's Rally and Blizzard used there by
Once again
VP.
has
Did
3
end up
ults up
layering
too,
both support
so
ults on top there for once again. But you can play
Virtus.Pro's about
close
to have
that door, right? With this
overclock,
blade and this
Sigma
overclock,
ult,
you can get a
and
lot of
Juno
this
ult.
court progress for cheap, essentially.
Liga wants to play close. Blizzard in that previous fight kind of went off without really being noticed. Jaywood still though, looking to make something happen. Nothing. Yeah,
Can you get anything with the
anything. You
flux?
see Shine just slide away. Overclock is active right now, and you see Liga's a problem in that backline, and there's nothing Pistola can really do. Thankfully, Gala and the Mini Blaster is able to bail out the rest of VP's backline, and Shine realizes there's not much more to do here for now.
And that is huge there, with VP able to keep that backline alive when Leave is going in with that blade. He gets kills there. This is really a second point already here for once again.
Oh, what the fuck?
Orbital Ray in play for the moment. Dangerous though, Shockwave.
Ooh.
Has that overclock active. Another strong fight there for VP.
Nice, yeah.
It's like, it feels like VP's put a few really good fights together.
Yeah, they gotta run this fucking clock down.
I mean, this is still a really difficult hold they're going to have to pull off. And you see, they get aggressive. They want to not allow, once again, to get any space.
Now, the Damocles sword that hangs over VP is, again, that support ultimate's coming back online. Mew playing inside the orbital ray looks pretty terrifying. Right now, though, definitely a bit of an
If they lose this high ground, like, curve position, it's fucking over. I think they'll steamroll the last point.
Rally here for Fixer means that Lee has to respect the backline, the disruption potential. Shy was hoping for a pick there on Shockwave, but close but no cigar.
Rally, Blizzard coming up soon.
Be a self-destruct here available for Liga, so you'll be able to get a new mech back. Looks like VP on the retreat. A few players low. It's going to be Fixer using the rally.
Yeah, keep that shield durable here. Fixer going for a
dropping up the top rope on top of Blizzard.
Here's the orbital right now for once
There's
again.
a Blizzard.
Blizzard to try and slow this down, but Liga gets in there anyway. Shy does get caught out. Orbital right now expiring, but Pistola's caught in a corner with nowhere to go here. Throws the shield up, trying to fight time, trying to stay alive. Gala desperately trying to keep this Sigma in the fight, but eventually all things must come to an end. And Pistola
they're gonna get that cap.
To submit. Card there is right on the edge of this checkpoint, by the way, and once again have 2 minutes now plus that extension to get just through this part of the map.
It's the rally for Mew there towards the end. Ends up, Vistola was staying alive for a very long time. Gala doing a great job keeping him up. But that rally and just the extra healing there provided.
About to have overclock, Sigil, orbital ray.
Get those players out, and you see
But
this
once again, it's about to have
victory here,
overclock blade.
For once again. They don't have to get that
know,
far, man.
close.
No. And honestly, they made good progress already without there being a fight. Overclock now. Shy's time. He was
Once again, just needs like
deadlock
one
breaker
fight
in
win.
the previous round with a flank play off this overclock. He's looking for a target. This is a great one.
This dude's hopping on like crazy.
Nice spot. The blade for Leave. That could be devastating though. Gala already torn into. And there's much
Jover,
more
dude.
for Leave to have his way with. Shockwave's done well, at least getting rid of Shy, but it's just still a lot of threat, a lot of pressure. And Vistola again gets sandwiched. Going between a rock and a hard place. Nowhere to go. And now Virtus.Pro don't even really have time to get out of the spawn properly. Once again, the victory lap here as they will advance in this upper bracket, just clearing off VP one last time. Vistola switching to the Winston, try and get back into the fight. They are well and truly back, folks, now on the international stage.
Yeah, once again, looks really strong.
Themselves, the heirs of Chinese Overwatch have come to throw down.
That is a statement win there from once again.
Yeah, I hope they win the whole
Coming in
thing,
here,
to be honest.
2-0 against VP, a team out of EMEA that we all really
Yeah, Virtus.Pro did a little better on that second map, but I think that's like their best map because I think their SIG comp is like really good for them, but like one of their stronger comps, and they still got beat. So
we talked about it. It's VP.